Britain's most notorious UFO sighting took place in 1980 near the twin U.S. air bases at Bentwaters and Woodbridge in Suffolk. The bases are bordered by Rendlesham Forest. At almost midnight on Christmas Day, U.S. servicemen on duty at one of the perimeter fences reported seeing strange lights deep in the forest.
I turned to Sergeant Steffens and I said, well, what exactly is going on? And he pointed over to the tree line in the woods adjacent to the gate. It appeared to be an aircraft that had crashed, had been downed. It was like it was on fire. And I turned to the buddy, so how long ago did it crash? And he says it didn't crash. He says it landed. I got permission from security control to go ahead and proceed off base with at least 2 security policemen. We started to go back down to the logging room, me and one other airman, and we got to the point when we couldn't go any farther with the Jeep. Went up to about the tree line, hovered momentarily, and in a blink of an eye, it was gone. Our concerns were the fact that our careers could be in jeopardy. But how do I explain the report from the East Gate and the 45 minutes in the woods? I mean, I'm going to have to report it.
2 nights later, we were having the annual Combat Support Group Christmas party. We just finished the main course, and we're getting ready for dessert, and the on-duty flight commander came in, the security policeman, and he was just white as a sheet. And he said, "It's back." We said, "What's back?" He said, "The UFO is back." At that time, I'd pocketed my small microcassette recorder, so I started taking notes, so to speak, on the tape recorder.
Looking directly overhead, one can see an opening in the trees, plus some freshly broken pine branches on the ground underneath. Looks like someone came off about 15 to 20 feet up. Some small branches about an inch or less in diameter.
We moved forward and came to a spot where the flight lieutenant told me this is where it had landed.
We found a small blast, what looks like a blasted or scuffed up area here. We got very positive readings. See, is that here the center? Yes, it is. This is what we were.
He was quite alarmed because he was getting higher readings than normal background radiation. That's when I started getting a little bit nervous, and how did I get into this, and what am I doing here? And I noticed off to the side some activity, and the lieutenant started hollering, "Look over there, look over there," and we could see something.
Right in this position here, straight ahead, in between the tree. There it is again. Yeah, I see it too. What is it? We don't know, sir. Looks like an eye winking at you. It's still moving from side to side.
It moved through the trees as though it were under some type of intelligent control. The whole time it appeared to be shedding something like molten metals.
Again, it just moved to the right. Yeah, off to the right. Strange. Let's push to the edge of the woods up there. If you want to do that light, let's go carefully. Come on.
We moved forward to try and find out what it was. We were really concerned and wanted to know. We wanted some answers. It suddenly exploded without a noise and broke into several objects, white objects, and they disappeared.
It's coming this way. It's definitely coming this way. I'm observing what appears to be a beam coming down to the ground.
Is this a signal? Is this a warning? Some type of a weapon? What is it? We didn't know. We were really concerned.
Lieutenant Colonel Halt recorded the details of the Rendlesham incident in a memo to the Ministry of Defense.
The memo was never intended for public consumption. It was never intended to be a final report. The memo was intended to get somebody from whatever department in the MOD to come and properly investigate.
The memo detailing the sighting arrived at the desk of the UFO investigation team.
So far as I was concerned at the MOD, looking back through the files, in many senses, it's one of the most compelling cases for some sort of exotic phenomenon at work. And clearly, when you look again at the fact that the Defence Intelligence staff analysed the radiation readings taken from the landing site and concluded that despite not being dangerous to Colonel Halt and his team, these readings were about 10 times normal.